Right, so I see it is officially 11 o'clock, so we can kick off. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to this webinar where it's really revolutionizing the way we can achieve CPD points. And today we're going to take you through how you can get them using CADLearning. Just from the onset, this webinar is not CPD accredited, but it will be showing you how to use the CADLearning portal to attain and achieve your CPD points. So without further ado, let us see what we are going to be covering today. All right, so of course we're going to be looking at the CADLearning CPD accredited e-learning portal, and I will be your speaker for today. I am Shoaib Yunus. I'm the BIM technical specialist for civil infrastructure and mining here at Baynes in South Africa. Those are my credentials on the screen. And at Baynes, I'm involved in a lot of projects involving BIM for civil infrastructure, GIS or geographic information systems, CDEs, common data environments, reality capture, scan to BIM, as well as virtual reality and visualization. And of course, you could reach out to me directly at shoaib@bakerbaynes.com. So just a quick one slider of who we are here at Baynes. As you can see, we specialize in 3 core segments, the biggest one being consulting, where we look at your company, your people, your processes, the type of workflows that you would apply, your data management standards, your CAD and CAM, as well as simulation things. Thereafter, also, we look at education, which is a big part of the webinar today, where we do provide classroom training, be it virtual or in person, customized, as well as self-paced e-learning. And of course, from a software and hardware perspective, we do partner with really cool technologies, such as ClearEdge 3D, Cool Orange, Leica, as well as Autodesk and CADLearning. So we really partner with these technologies that we believe will help you to design and make a better world. And this is a quick nutshell as to what we do as a company. And in terms of segmentation, we play around in all of these fields at the bottom, being building, civil infrastructure, energy, process plants, energy, mining, as well as manufacturing. Of course, all of our webinars, our events, our online recordings are available on our Baynes YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed or liked yet, please do head down to there. This recording will also be uploaded onto there, so you could also share it with your networks, as well as watch a lot of cool content that have been already created by our fellow technical specialists and presenters. So let's look at our agenda for today. First of all, we're going to be starting off with Learner Management Systems, or LMS. I'm going to give you a quick overview as to what that pertains, especially if you are a team leader or you're a director in charge of teams. This is really, really important. Thereafter, we're going to go down to a professional level, a designer level, looking at CADLearning, what it is and why it is a must for design professionals. I myself subscribe to it and I use it in my personal development, and it is really, really amazing. Then we're going to get to the core of the topic today, being CPD. Why is it a game changer? How can you get it? As well as future CPD courses on our roadmap. Those are not cast in stone. Those are what we want to achieve in the near future, so don't hold us to it, but it's definitely on our to-do list. Thereafter, we can have the closing. We're going to look at your key takeaways, how we can help you. And of course, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please fire them away into the Q&A. I will tackle them at the end. And last but not least, definitely stick around for the lucky draw. I'm going to leave that a bit mysterious, and you will see it at the end. So before we continue, I'm going to launch just one question on a quick poll, right? And you will see it on your screen quite shortly. All right, so there we are. We're going to launch it. And the question is, are you an EXA or SACAP member? All right, so please just let us know. This is really valuable information for us going forward in this pursuit of doing online CPD accreditation. All right, I'm going to leave that on there for a few seconds. Great, I see majority of you have already cast your vote in the poll. That is great. All right, I will give it maybe another 10 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to close this poll. All right. Okay, and I'm going to share the results. And as you can see, this is what we have. So majority of you are registered with these organizations. Maybe some of you that said no aren't, but do stick around because we're going to touch on that a bit later on. So thank you very much for your input. Let us continue. Okay, so let's look at learner management systems, or LMS. What are they and why are they so important when it comes to upskilling your teams and creating a fine-tuned engine room in your processes? So the image on your screen currently says the picture. I mean, you can see the computer there, you can see the cloud there, you can see data, you can see documents, you can see teams, you can see teaching, learning. So let's look at these different components, right? So as you can see here, these are all critical components when it comes to a successfully implemented and adopted learner management system. Of course, being in the design field, whether you architect, engineering and construction field, or product design and manufacturing in that space, we all fit in the same bracket as design professionals, as professionals that are contributing towards our industries. And these are very pertinent to what we need in order to develop as professionals. Of course, technology, software is a big part of that. It allows us to provide and render our services as professionals, as well as for companies to be more. Okay, let me just check my screen. I'm gonna just give me a second. All right, so let us get back there. Sorry, I didn't put the poll off there. I can see it is Friday, right? Okay, so let's get back in here. These are the core components that are critical in order to implement, adopt a learner management system, or LMS. Software is a key part of it in our industries, being the design professionals, being the consultants that render our services, and of course to providing resilient infrastructure or design simulations and so on. We also need to manage this quite successfully. Now, if you look at the adoption of online tools, it always comes down to the user, so you really don't have control of it, whereas it comes down to primarily discipline. However, if you have a successfully implemented and intelligent management system, you can actually track that. We're going to go into that a bit more in detail later. We can also assess our teams and decide which department or which professionals are stronger in which areas. This results in more of a blended approach where you are leaning on your strengths per discipline, per department, and coming together in rendering your services in a much more systematic manner. E-learning, online, I mean, that's a big part of our lives now for the past 2 or 3 years, especially as busy professionals, be it COVID or pre-COVID. I mean, we really need to learn at our own pace, at our own time, especially when you are constantly on the construction side, on the road, meeting deadlines and so on. You need something that is quite flexible. And of course, appraisal falls a big part of that. You also need to document and track what your progresses are, where you are, where's your weaknesses, where's your strengths, and you need to form an attack plan as to how you would get better as a professional, as a company. We can then also maintain the records of this data so that we can gauge progress over time. Training is a big part of this, online or in person. In this case, we're talking about online, and these tools help you to upskill in that manner. Once you go there, I mean, you can plan and execute depending on the project nature, and then of course you can report and see as an organization, as a professional, how you are growing holistically. So that is a learner management system in a quick nutshell. It can get much more deeper, but I think this is a great understanding for those that are probably new to it. Now, what are the benefits of a learner management system? So the first one, let's look at our teams, our people. First of all, it's more engaging and it's motivating, meaning that you have something that is relative to you. Most of the time, if you look at courses or if you look at workshops and stuff, sometimes they can be quite generic, whereas a learner management system is more targeted in its approach, making it unique to the individual or to the teams. It's also centralized, meaning that it's easily accessible, meaning you can log in wherever you are. You have one consolidated platform where everyone in your team can then access and learn on the go. You can also review your own capabilities, your team's capabilities as to, like I said, where the strengths are, what design specialization they're really great at, and of course you can take firm action upon that by using performance tracking. And of course it's interactive, meaning that if your teams are working on different applications, different softwares, different approaches, these can be blended and combined in the best manner in your own environment. Let's look at the process part of it. So of course, from an efficiency perspective, tracking and reporting is very important, right? Metrics, data is the name of the game these days. And we need a tool that not only helps our people, but we can also see where we can motivate them, elevate them, our teams, our organizations, and tracking and reporting really hits the nail on the head there, right? You can access records based on what has been engaged. There's also a simplified learning process, meaning it's not complicated to use. A lot of the great tools, the interface mostly scares people. Being a certified instructor, I do experience that every now and then when users come for courses. But if you do have a really easy to use interface as well as a built-in help system, is really great. It's also reduced in terms of cost and time because it's flexible and it's, I would say, use the word bulk learning. You're saving on travel time, you're saving on allocation of resources, and your teams are more centralized, being from a distribution perspective. The last one being the technology. I mean, we really need to leverage technology in our times. If you're doing things the old way, it's not going to happen. Urbanization, population, demand and supply, those things cannot be tackled effectively without technology. So you need to be future ready. The adoption, I mean, we are in the era of technological advancement. It's accelerating every day and things are always faster, better and easy. And you need a learner management system that can keep up. And of course, working from anywhere, being remote, you can do it at your own time, at your own place, at your own leisure. All right, so I hope that gave you a really good understanding as to what a learner management system. I know it was just 2 slides, but I mean, we can get or grasp the understanding of it. And now we can look at CAD learning. So why is CAD learning so popular, or why did we go this route? So first of all, it is Autodesk authorized in Africa. It is authorized, it's not just something that was put together overnight, and it's available for 40 different Autodesk products. I mean, that is a wide offering on just one centralized platform. It's also readily accessible. I mean, you just need an internet connection, you pull out your laptop, your phone, you can go online and you can literally access it on the go. I've seen a lot of teams that I have trained, especially from a blended approach, a workflow approach, where there's a new software that they might need to integrate, and by staggering it using this online platform, they were able to achieve their design goals, not only learning, but also getting the project done at the same time. So it does save you a lot of time. It's also available as an organizational enterprise license or single user. I'll get into that a little bit so you can understand the difference, but it's very powerful from an organization perspective as well as the designer themselves. It is also Autodesk authorized certified user, professional exam ready, meaning that if you are familiar with Autodesk certifications, these are done, they're globally recognized, and as professionals get more proficient in their industries, in their software solutions, these certifications can be obtained online. And in this e-learning portal, of CAD learning, there are preparation courses that would help you do it. So again, looking or being future ready. Also, with the rise in technology, with the upgrades, with the latest features, I mean, you have a version tracking, meaning version 2022, version 2023, 21, all of them are on there, and you can actually gauge what is different between the platforms. So if you are a veteran user, or if you've been using this software for a really long time, or you just want to check out what's the latest new features, it's also integrated into the system. You can also conduct user assessments on yourself as well as your knowledge gaps. So it fills in the blanks or your weaknesses to turn them into strengths. There's also customized learning parts, meaning that if you have something that's not to default and you might need to integrate across different softwares, you can actually create that or take the topics from relevant packages, relevant streams of infrastructure, and create your own blended path. Organizations can also identify the champions, those that are actually really good in their departments or are leaders among their peers, and they could also onboard them quite easily, as well as test upskilling, as well as bring in like an HR system where you could test candidates prior to job applications. You can also benchmark teams using assessments and playlists so that you can increase the adoption. We've seen this quite a bit with the few organizations that have adopted this, where they have allocated time so that their teams are always up and ready. And last but not least, it's also available, or it's only available through us, Baynes, and we have recently dropped the subscription price by 75%. So this is a really great time to come on board onto the CAD Learning e-portal. So from a user perspective, I mean, being a designer as well as being a team leader, these hit the nail on the head again. I mean, I can learn wherever I want to. It's readily accessible. The content is all levels, so you don't have to be an advanced user. If you're a beginner or you're new to the industry, all of these levels are available to you. So if you're looking for something you might have forgotten over the years, or you're looking for something that's much more advanced, it's all available. Of course, managing sites, doing inspections, doing designs, having meetings, attending a full-time course or in person is quite tough. It's quite tricky. This is available at your own leisure, at your own time, so it suits your schedule. And of course, it keeps up with the new features. So when you are designing and you want to see what's the latest enhancements to your discipline, I mean, you can go simply check it out. I'm going to show you that in a bit, but this is what we have summarized. If you are a manager, team leader, I think I did cover this quite extensively, but you can track your team's progress and see what you can do to make them even more efficient. You can share internal workflows. So if there's something customized, like in your niche market that you guys are definitely always doing, you can create these playlists and put them up onto this platform so that your teams are aware of how you do things in your organization. So this in turn reduces internal support. What we mean by that is being in a design team, sometimes you get stuck, you ask your peer doesn't know it, they ask the next one, and then you all three are figuring out the same thing. So you're literally taking out two people from their time, and the reduction in internal support is massive, because you are now going and you are literally helping yourself. Self-help has become quite a big thing currently. So you're literally reducing that lag, and of course you get things done much more quicker. And you can also identify the skills and knowledge gaps and create individual learning plans. So if you know someone that is not really that great in road design, but they're probably good at earthworks, you could always target that to make them a better professional in your team. So as I had mentioned previously, there are two ways that you could use CAD learning on an individual basis as well as an enterprise. Individual being the designer themselves. So if you are just on your own, or you have your own subscription as a designer, you could simply log in, and that's a snapshot of the dashboard that you would normally get. And you can go and check out your own metrics as well as access the learning parts that you feel are relevant to your industry. The second one is the enterprise. Now, these are for managers, directors, team leaders, where they need to gauge their teams, especially project managers, as to what they're doing, how they're upskilling, the time they're spending on the platform, things that they're focusing in. And by leveraging this data, you can actually identify points that are a bit of a bottleneck in your workflows, and you can solve them from the get-go. So data, very important in an LMS system. So I thought I'll take you a quick tour of the actual platform on the browser. So this is looking at individuals. So you can see I've logged in and I'm actually doing a certification prep. And it's actually showing me the topics that I've completed. It also gives you the timestamps or the duration left. As you can see, remaining 12 minutes. And all of these topics are available. You can also gauge your progress on the right-hand side. There's a built-in help file. You can create your own playlists as well as your own custom courses, right? From an organization perspective, this is the dashboard that you can look at, right? So you can log in and you can leverage the data. You can have a look at your team members, what they're doing, who's spending the most time upskilling or investing into the platform based on the projects that they're doing, and so on. So also from a leadership perspective, this is a really fantastic tool. Now let's switch back to the individual goals and let's look at what's on this platform. And if you go to the library button, oops, let's just go back there, there we go. These are all of these solutions that are available that you can learn on the go. We've also created a custom course on Scan to BIM, which is fantastic. And let's look at, for example, AutoCAD. Now, the reason why I'm using AutoCAD in today's webinar is everyone kind of started off here, and you can see this is the previous versions. If we take what's new, it gives us what's new in the 2022 version from 2021. You have a list of all of the topics that are available. These are actually videos. And if we click any one of them, this is how it is going to look. So the video will start playing. I've got it muted, right, because I didn't want it to go over my voice. And you can see the person will instruct you as to how you would do it. You can turn on your captions if you'd like. You can adjust the speed. You can also skip along if you'd like. I'm just going to turn the captions off. You have picture-in-picture mode, which is used by a lot of designers, especially as they have the software open. There's also a plugin that you could have into the software that will guide you. And of course, there is a tracker based on the speech-to-text recognition, showing you what the person has. And depending on the design or the exercise that you're doing, there's also exercise files available at the bottom so that you can download them and practice it and do it exactly like how you've been seeing on the screen. So this is a very, very nice tool. You can add certain software to your library for easy access, and you can also do knowledge assessments. So let's say you wanted to see where you are in AutoCAD. You can then simply hit start the assessment. I'm not going to start one now, so you can go and do it at your own leisure. But at the end, it'll give you a score. And let's say you scored probably 60%. That 40% that you got wrong, the learner management system of CADLearning will create a customized playlist on only the things that you've got wrong. So imagine that. So you don't have to go and scroll through the entire playlist not knowing what you've got wrong. This will do it automatically for you. It will filter out the topics so that you can go and target that 40%, and then you can go do the test again and see how you have increased. We have always seen 100%. Our users have always increased in proficiency after this. So targeted learning at its best. Now let's go on to the organization part. So if you are a team leader, let's look at what you have as an organization tool. This is an enterprise license. So as you can see, you've got playlists, you've got campaigns, but the cool thing is the reportings. There's a lot of reporting tools that are available to you at your own leisure that you can export and leverage the data, look at the metrics and plan a way forward. You can see there are a ton of reports already configured for you, and you can go and select these and analyze the data and apply it to your processes. So again, efficiency, really, really futuristic here, and this will help you improve your teams. Like I said, you have your whole list of users, your playlist, and If you have an enterprise license where we have the Baker Baynes icon, it will have your own customer or your own company icon. So really personalized learning experience right there. So that was a quick tour of the actual platform. You can already see the advantage of this being accessible 24/7 and having all of the industries in there. I mean, if you're a structural engineer, civil engineer, mechanical, electrical, architectural, I mean, all of the industries that fall under EXA, CAP and so on, I mean, all of those tools that you would probably use are on there. So definitely have a look at it and take it from there. So let's look at the CPD portion of this webinar, which most of you have been looking forward to. Let's look at professional development online. Now, why is this a game changer if you're still not convinced, right? I mean, the flexibility is a winner for me. If you can do anything online now, and of course, keeping up with your accreditation, whether you're registered with EXA, SciC, SIA, and so on, you really need it. So currently, you can maintain your CPD points. AutoCAD is currently registered as 1 CPD. You can learn at your own time, so you can either download the app or you can log in on Google like I do, and you can just spend about 20 minutes a day. So if you dedicate some time in your schedule for upskilling, just 20 minutes or half an hour, that's pretty good. You can also learn using Autodesk Authorized publishers. Now, typically, I'm speaking from experience here. When you don't have a dedicated online portal for a certain subject, we all go to either Google, YouTube, and sometimes the methods that we see there, it might work, but it might not be the best way or the fastest or quickest way, the correct way, using whichever tool you are learning. This is why this is so important, because it is Autodesk authorized, it is the correct way of doing things, and you can find it and do it in the most efficient way possible. And of course, you have access to over 40 products. So if you are pretty skilled up in roads and you want to go learn a bit about structures or mechanical, electrical, plumbing, architecture, structural analysis, pipelines, scan to BIM, all of those are available on this. So knowledge and your curiosity go hand in hand. So whatever you want to learn, it's available to you. So how would we get the CPD points? So this is how it's going to work on this platform. So first of all, you would need to subscribe to the platform, of course, right? So if you haven't used it, you can also access a trial and give it a quick test. But once you purchase it, you of course will subscribe. You will log in with your email address, your own password. Thereafter, well, you would log in, you would complete your goals. So as you would see on the playlist, there are certain badges next to them. We call them medallions. And once you complete a topic, it will be ticked off as a goal. Once you complete those goals, you would complete the course. And then this is where the verification process of completion comes in. You will get a tick for that. You will also then receive a certificate of completion, which is then required for your submittal to your professional body that you are registered with. So of course, you need to subscribe, you need to log in, you need to do the work online. We will then verify your completion based on the online portal engine that will track your progress. We'll then issue a certificate of completion, and then you will submit this to your professional body. Now again, this is what we envisage for our future going forward. These are the courses that we really want to get CPD accredited very, very soon. It's not cast in stone, so don't hold us to it, but I feel that we will definitely achieve this. So this is what we're looking at for the near future. So the first one is Revit. We really want to get it CPD accredited. It's really widely adopted here in South Africa, and it's popularly used. Civil 3D, one of my favorites as a civil infrastructure professional, definitely on the cards for that one. InfraWorks, I've had a lot of engagement about this over the past year, a really brilliant tool. Inventor, so welcome. So if you are in the product design and manufacturing space, mechanical space, simulation space, Inventor is definitely on our cards. Fusion, of course, really amazing tool, good visualization, good simulation, good design. We are definitely looking at that. And last but not least, Vault from a data management perspective. So these are the products that we really want to get CPD accredited soon. So fingers crossed, hopefully these, when we're having our follow-up webinars or near future, hopefully we will be able to give you the glad news that one or even all of them have been CPD accredited. So again, don't hold us to it, it's not cast in stone, but yeah, fingers crossed, right? So that is it. So let's look at our closing for today's webinar. At Baynes, this is what we believe: we solve our customers' problems through digital transformation, helping them to design and make a better world. And by incorporating an e-learning portal that is CPD accredited, I mean, we're really living up to what we live and breathe at here at Baynes. So today's key takeaway, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied now. Of course, you can maintain your CPD points on the go. Currently, this is AutoCAD. We were really happy to and excited to break this news to you, and we look really forward to the near future to break some more good news to you so that you can achieve it on your own leisure. Of course, you can learn at your own pace, at your own time, at your own comfort. You can learn using authorized tools, so you're not just getting people which are like doing videos maybe just for content. You've got people that are actually authorized and giving you the right know-how as to how to achieve your tasks. You have access to over 40 products on Autodesk, so your specialization should be covered. Over 35,000 lessons. That is quite a lot for a really integral part of your learner management system. And of course, you have training at your own disposal. We've just mentioned that twice just to emphasize the point there, all right? Of course, this is all based, or where this came from was on our I Adopt A here at Baynes, falling part of the educate portion, because we really want to teach you to fish for yourself. We want you to depend on yourself and upskill and become the best person, the best organization at your own doing. So we have the secret sauce that we base our engagements with. You're more than welcome to reach out to us to help you with all of these things on the screen and more. And maybe if you want to have a chat, we will gladly assist you on that. All right, so we are at the questions portion. So I'm just going to go through the chat box quickly, and then we're going to go to the lucky draw. So please do stick around. All right, so we do have inquiries regarding the prices and stuff. I'm the technical specialist, but we will definitely send that to you 100%. So I see a lot of people asking the same question. So I guess from our communication perspective, we will send you all of the information definitely for that. But I can tell you it's definitely affordable, as well as the link to subscribe. Okay, cool. So what we will do is we will send up a follow-up mail. You will also get a recording prompt to say that this has been recording, so you can access the recording. And then we will get our team to send you the relevant information as well as how you can subscribe. You can always head down to our Baynes website, and you can, CADLearning is on there. You could definitely subscribe and test it out for yourself. All right, I see a lot of you have already head down to the website, so perfect. You have seen the pricing and stuff on there, so great. But we will definitely send you more information if you require, so please do let us know. All right. All right, there's a question here regarding, and this is definitely from a designer, are there workflow-based, what's the word you use? All right, so the word I would sum it as lessons. I think you misspelled that. Yes, so you would see most of the tools, especially like, for example, I use Civil 3D quite a bit. So there's normally a section called collaboration, which will actually show you how you can integrate with different software, which is fantastic. Also part of the what's new, sometimes there are videos that will show you how to integrate, as well as there's a built-in help file as well in the softwares of your choice. So a good question there, definitely. A really nice course that demonstrates workflow actually is the Scantiboom one that we just generated. it goes across different software. However, if you look at like Revit, Civil 3D, the main software is Inventor. There's definitely a part about collaboration and sharing your files, as well as how you can export it to different platforms. So thank you for that. Okay, I see another one here. Yes, the recording, I did cover this at the start. You might have joined probably late, but we will be uploading this recording to YouTube, so you're more than welcome to share it with your networks. I myself will share it on LinkedIn, so you could normally tag your users or your buddies that have missed out today in the comments so they can access it. You will also receive an email to say that the recording is available. So we normally suggest that if you do see any one of our webinars coming up and you might not be able to attend based on the time slot, register anyway so that when the recording is available, you will receive a notification. So thank you for that. Okay, let me take one more scroll just to see if I missed anything. Okay, great. I think we've got all of the questions here. Thank you everyone for raising those. We appreciate it. And now we will go to the lucky draw. So I'm going to hand you over to Amanda, who will be doing this segment. So just give me a second while I transfer to her. All right, so Amanda, over to you. Amanda, if you aren't speaking, you are on mute. I'm not sure.
Thanks so much, Shuey. Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for hanging on to the end of this webinar. If you have attended this webinar, your name should be on this lucky wheel. And the lucky winner of today's draw will win a single user license of CADLearning, which is valued at 2,650 Rand, excluding VAT. So it's a really nice prize, and one person will be able to start their CADLearning journey and then just add the CADLearning bundle. Very quickly before we do this lucky draw is as Shuaib mentioned, we will be sending out communication after this webinar, which will directly link you to a CADLearning page, which will give you more information about pricing. But if you would like to have a quick look now, after this lucky draw, the URL is www.bakerbaynes.com/CADLearning, all one word. Okay, so without further ado, let's see who the lucky winner of the single user license for CADLearning is going to be. And here we go. So let's see where the little arrow is going to land. And the winner is Sean Hayes, it looks like. Fantastic. Congratulations, Sean. We will be in contact with you to arrange that you get your CADLearning license and you can start this exciting journey. Thanks so much. Shuaib, can we go over to your slide, perhaps?
Sure. Let me see if I can share my screen. I think you would need to hand over back to me so I can share my screen.
That is correct.
No worries.
Okay. All right. Quickly going to hand over back to Shuaib just so we can close the session out.
Okay, perfect. I think you all should be able to see my screen now.
We can, thanks, Shuaib.
All right, perfect. So again, congrats on the win there, and yeah, you can actually start off with your journey.
Super. So if you haven't yet connected with us in the virtuals, please go and have a look at our website. As mentioned, the CAD Learning page is bakerbaynes.com/CADLearning. Connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and look out for the communications that will follow this broadcast. Thanks so much, everybody, and have an amazing day.